Welcome to the Greyhaven Tower, where we explore the deep echoes of Middle-earth, the symbols that endure, the sorrows that shape us, and the light that guides us through shadow. Today's journey begins not with a sword or a spell, but with a star. Frodo's last hope wasn't a weapon, it was a light. The Light of Eärendil. In this reflection, we'll explore the legend of Eärendil the Mariner, the father of Elrond, bearer of a Silmaril. Why the light of a single star becomes Middle-earth's greatest symbol of hope. The mystic meaning of light and shadow in Tolkien's Legendarium. How Frodo's Phial is more than magic. It's memory, myth and mercy. And what it means to carry light in a darkened world. Let's begin with the Silmaril in the sky. Before he was a star, he was a man, or rather half-elven. Eärendil is one of Tolkien's most heroic and most mythical figures. Born of a mortal father and an elven mother, he sails the seas of the world in search of Valinor, carrying the hope of both races on his ship, Vingilot. Eärendil was a mariner. In shining white he sailed across the sea, to plead for mercy from the Valar, to ask the powers of the West to intervene against Mordor. He succeeded, and as reward and burden, he is set in the sky, sailing his ship forever, bearing a Silmaril on his brow. He becomes a star. The Silmarils were forged by Fëanor, the most gifted and perhaps most tragic of the elves. They held within them the light of the two trees, the purest light before the sun and moon, but they were cursed by pride. They sparked wars, doom, betrayal, and yet one Silmaril is saved and purified. Eärendil takes it to the sky. It is that very gem, the light of the ancient world, that becomes the evening star, the same star Frodo sees in Mordor. A light in dark places when all other lights go out. In Tolkien's Legendarium, light is never just light. It's layered, spiritual, symbolic, redemptive. The light of Eärendil shines over all ages. For elves, it's the echo of Valinor. For men, it's the sign of grace beyond the world. For Frodo and Sam, it is the final glimmer of hope in Mordor's ashes. Tolkien's world is always moving, from bright beginnings to faded ends, but light, in some form, always endures. Eärendil is that continuity, a constant in the sky. When Galadriel gives Frodo the Phial of Light, she's not giving him a mere lantern, she's giving him memory, myth, resilience. May it be a light to you in dark places. It is the distilled light of Eärendil's star, and by extension of the Silmaril, and even beyond that of the two trees. This is Tolkien's genius. A small bottle of light carries the entire spiritual history of Middle-earth. It's not power in the traditional sense, it's remembrance, it's grace. Frodo uses the Phial against Shelob, the monstrous daughter of Ungoliant, who once drank of the light of the two trees. This is poetic revenge. A star descended from those two trees now burns Shelob. A light sprang up, and the darkness receded. Shelob turned in pain. The star burns the ancient shadow. This is more than a battle, it's a reckoning. The Silmaril returns, in a sense, to confront its oldest foe. Even with the Phial, Frodo is not invincible. He still suffers, he still falls. But the light doesn't fail him. It gives him enough to take the next step, to hold on, to remember that beyond the ruin, there was once beauty. Tolkien doesn't make light into a solution, he makes it a comfort. In The Return of the King, Sam sees the star and remembers that the shadow is only a small and passing thing. That's Eärendil. The star is more than memory, it's direction. Like the North Star in our world, Eärendil's light shows the way west, to Valinor, to healing. In Frodo's final journey to the Grey Havens, he follows the call of that star. The sea calls us home. The star is not escape, it's fulfillment. The final mercy for a wounded soul. Let's not forget, Eärendil is also the father of Elrond. That means Frodo carries the light of his host's lineage. That's not just carrying a star, that's carrying the legacy of Rivendell, of hope kept alive through millennia. Elrond, born of a man who risked everything to ask for help, a father who became a beacon. Eärendil's light isn't just for the ages, it's a family gift, passed down, shared. Tolkien himself spoke of Eärendil as the greatest of all his tales. It's myth, in the highest sense. A mortal who becomes eternal light, a Silmaril that rises above all strife, a star that guides even when hope is gone. Frodo, at his most broken, is given this legacy, not to defeat the ring, but to hold the line, to remember that even if all fails, something greater endures. In the end, Frodo boards a ship. He sails into the west, not with a sword, not with a crown, but with the memory of the star, the light that helped him survive. Tolkien ends the tale not with conquest, but with comfort, with the light against the darkness. Thank you for watching the Grey Havens Hour. If the story of a single star moved you, if you've ever clung to light when all felt lost, then this tale was yours. The Light of Eärendil is Tolkien's quiet answer to despair. Not strength, but hope, passed down, held up, and never forgotten. Please like, subscribe, and share with a fellow traveller through the dark. Until next time, may the light of Eärendil shine on your path.